Hey, what's up, you amazing hackers? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. So, I don't know if you've had this problem before, but if you're running Nmap scan after scan after scan after scan, it might get confusing to keep track of the results, especially if it's like a giant network that you have to scan through. And today I wanted to show you guys Zenmap. It's like an Nmap GUI and it's really interesting, at least if you have to run a bunch of Nmap scans. Now, let me show you how it works, because I have a few targets in here already that I've tried to scan. As you can see, these are some targets that I found. You guys can scan them as well. There's nothing on there, otherwise I wouldn't be showing them, of course, at least not that I found. If you do find anything, please do report it in the bug bounty program for VRT. We are definitely looking for bugs, so if you have any, definitely report them. Now, anyway, I was scanning these particular URLs, and let's say I want the URL for B2B staging, like this one here. So I take the B2B staging lab, and then I throw an Nmap scan on it. Now, I can do many different types of scans, as you can see. The default one is going to be an intent scan, and this one is not going to see if there are any, this one is just going to check the third or the 1000 most used ports. But of course, I can try instant scan plus UDP as well. All TCP ports, no ping. That's for if your target doesn't respond to ping. Some targets are turned to not respond to ICMP messages, and that's so you don't know if they're online or not through these types of scanners. If you're sure that they're offline, you can disable the ping scan. That's what this one is. You have a ping scan separately, the quick scans, quick lens plus, a quick trace route, regular scan, and a slow comprehensive scan. As you can see, whenever I click one of these, it immediately changes the command. But if I want to add anything to the command myself, I think I can definitely do that. There's nothing stopping me. So I can just add any parameters that I want, or I can pick a pre-selected scan from my list. Now, if I start my scanning, it's going to take a while to fill up. But after it's done scanning, you're going to see things like this in here. As you can see, I've done a bunch of scans in here as well, just to show you guys. And if you look at the Nmap output for each of these, you're going to see which ports were open. The ports, you can see the Nmap output itself, the ports and whatever it's running on there, what service is on, if the port is open, filtered, or closed, and then TCP or UDP, of course. And then this one is really interesting, or at least I think it's cool. You can see a topology of how all of these different servers connect to each other. And this is just something that's cool. It's not very useful, at least not to me, but I think it's still cool. If you have a very big network, it might be interesting to see how everything fits together. So I like this, but of course I haven't been able to use it very much, at least not useful. Then you also have some host details, and then you can look at all of the scans that you've run. Now, you can also filter on services. As you can see here, I can see which servers have HTTP open, and I can see which servers have HTTPS open. So that's also an interesting one. I can filter my hosts right here at the bottom. I can enter a filter in here. Currently, I don't really need one, so I'm going to disable it. What I can also do is I can do a new scan, completely new window, erase everything that I have in here. But I can also save everything I have in here. Then I can open these scans. And what's really interesting is if I have a particular scan and there's something else that I want to add to it, I can just go to scans. I can go to append scan. I can open the scan that I want to open, and then bam, it's imported. And I don't have to do anything else for it. It's also in the tool. Now I can save my scans, I can save all of the scans to a directory, I can open the scans, and I can open a particular scan in this window. And there's also a comparer in here, which is also really useful if you have two things like let's look at the intent scan on B2B tag, and then we can also look at the intent scan on the images folder. As you can see, it just shows you what's different. It's really useful in my opinion if you have 20 different things that you have to compare. You can really quickly compare them here, or you can just again open a request if that's what you really want. Now I don't want anything changed in here, so I'm just going to close it off. There we go. So back to my scan, because it opened a new tab. I was closing the wrong tab. Good that I clicked the board. You can also search your scan results. This is a very useful function for me. Let's say Amazon, for example. Let's say I want to look for Amazon in my scan results. I can see, oh, there's nothing matching. So I can see an expression, keyword Amazon, and apparently nothing's matching. So I don't know exactly how to use it. I'm gonna be honest here. But in this case, it might be useful for you. You can filter your hosts. I don't particularly use these search scan results, but it looked like an interesting feature to me if you have a lot of scan results that you want to search through. The profile is also very useful. You can enter a new profile or command in here. As you can see, you can tell it exactly what it has to do. So as we scan a particular profile in here, we can also enter new ones ourselves. That's also an option, and that's really useful if you have a particular scan that you're always running. You can set it up in here. And it's really useful as well to see everything that Nmap can do in just a simple overview. You can see here, what are my scan options? What are the ping options? What are the script options in here? What are all of the scripts that I have available? My target options. This is really interesting for me to just have an overview as well of what's possible with Nmap. Now, I know that you can just go to a help file, but I'm a very visual guy. I like it sorted like this. It's much easier for me, and I can create my own profiles if I want to. This is what's really interesting for me. I can just create my own profiles, and I can save my changes. And again, I can also just edit it right here, and I can directly scan as well as I want to. So I can click scan, and then I'm going through here. It's going to scan the target that I had open, and that's it. So there's many features to this tool. It's basically a GUI for Nmap, and I've heard that it's not as stable on most Linux systems, but people have told me to use Python 2 instead of Python 3. Now, I'm not sure how unstable or stable it is on certain systems. I'm not going to be the one talking about that because I have no clue, to be honest. So if you have any suggestions for that, I would love to hear it in the comments below. And I would love to hear what you think of this tool. Is this useful? Is this something that you might be using in the future? I know that I am. Thanks a lot for watching, Amazing Hackers, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!